If God wanted, He could have intervened and He could have stopped and said, this transaction is wrong. In this segment, we are going to cover this topic: can God die? Now, this question shows up because we as Christians, we believe that Jesus is God and He has paid the price of sin at the cross of Calvary. But to the world, the question is, if Jesus is God, how can He die? For this, we need to go back to creation. Genesis 1:1 says, in the beginning God created heavens and the earth. But how did He create? He created it with His word. John 1:1-3 it says, in the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning, and through Him all things were created. Without Him nothing was made that was made. So God made everything with His word, and then He decides to create man. In Genesis 1:26, God says, let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule. God gave man the earth and all in it to take care of it, manage it, and keep it. But man, what happened? He fell into sin. Satan presented a case against God in Genesis 3. Thereby, a transfer of power took place, and now Satan has become the ruler. If God wanted, He could have intervened and He could have stopped and said, this transaction is wrong. But remember, our God is sovereign and is a God of free will. Let me explain maybe. Me being a father, I plan to give my son a gift, maybe one-of-a-kind phone. And my son in his free will gives it to his friend. A few days later, he realizes, oh, I need this phone back. So he goes and he asks his friend, can I have my phone? The friend says, you gave it to me. It's mine. And now the friend has a choice to give it back or not. So my son comes to me complaining that this is what has happened, and his friend no longer wants to give the phone back. Can't force my son's friend to part ways with the phone. Now I have a few options at my hand. My son has to buy it back from the friend, pay the price and get it back. Or I have to pay the price as a father, give it to the friend, and he or she then parts ways with the phone so that it can be given to my son. Here, man now has realized that a big blunder has taken place, and because of his fall, he gave his rights to Satan, and he will have to now live under slavery of sin all his life. Therefore, you will see that man is trying anything and everything in his power to pay the price of sin through religious activity, rituals, doing good works, but the payment of life is so much more. This option is not working. So God comes up with this ultimate payment. What does He do? He gives His Son. John 1:14 it says, the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. Jesus, the Word, took on flesh. Jesus, who knew no sin, who did no sin, He became sin. That's what the Word of God says. Jesus became man's propitiation. Hebrews 4:15 says, for we do not have a high priest who is unable to empathize with our weakness. He was tempted in every way, yet He did not sin. Jesus took on death, defeated death at the cross of Calvary. And now all those who believe on this act receives salvation. 1 Timothy 3:16 says, this is the mystery of godliness. God was manifested in the flesh, justified in the spirit, preached among men, sought by angels, and all those who believe on it now will receive this redemption, now will receive this salvation. God bless you.